stale air and the rust on your door. I never needed anything more. It's almost that time. Not quite.
We're almost there.
So I decided to wear a shirt that, well, it is not really a shirt. I'm actually not even wearing a shirt. But it's like something summery. I saw this and I thought of Jeremiah one time, so I bought it.
I only buy clothes if I feel like a Fisher brother would wear it.
Yeah, I had this top that I was like, okay, I think that's like a Conrad college fit, so then I bought it. Anyway, hey, what's up, you guys? It is JC Bender. I'm Cheyenne.
And I'm Sierra, and welcome back to this week's video. We've recently decided to torture ourselves again and go back into The Summer I Turned Pretty. I don't know what it is just in the air, if it's like the warm weather and summer coming, but I couldn't stop thinking about The Summer I Turned Pretty. I was just like, I have to rewatch it. I couldn't stop thinking about them just in general. Then I've been itching to read the book as well because like I never finished it.
Yeah, we started it and I really enjoyed it. So descriptive.
Yeah.
And I related to it, certain aspects of it, the parents' divorce. Yeah, you know what, maybe I kind of miss Belly a little bit.
People are already triggered by us saying that.
So, like, let's just get into what we're doing today. We're doing the tier list. We're ranking The Summer I Turned Pretty characters.
Because obviously there's a lot of controversial opinions about who is good and who is bad. A lot of people have a lot of mixed opinions.
I'll say that out of everything that I've interacted with that was, like, Jenny Han Media, that this is probably the messiest group of people.
For sure.
And by far, so then, like, therefore the worst group of people. Like, they're actually kind of bad people.
Like, the characters in the To All the Boys I Loved Before series, like, not nearly as messy.
Although
Except
Peter...
but still, like, Laura Jean is not.
Yeah.
You know? Okay,
let's just go.
So let's look at the tier list.
So here's the tier list. I can't wait to go over the tiers. Also, there are going to be some characters that aren't on here because the show, like, at a certain point just started adding unnecessary people. Like, I don't care about the people in Paris. I don't care about that friend group. Just season 3 people. Just go. Like,
so at top tier of our tier list, we have I think I remember most of the steps. Just like Conrad saying, I think I remember most of the steps. You know, that line, that moment being so, like, pivotal, iconic, wonderful. That represents if a character is that good.
Yeah, because the crazy part is the first time I watched the show, I didn't even like it. When I got to the finale of season 1, then I started to like it. I only liked it once I hit the finale, because then, you know, At Last started playing, he said that, and then, you know, Taylor Swift, The Way I Love You, I was like, okay, it's coming together. Even though I did not enjoy it up to that point.
I mean, now I love it, the whole thing, but I think I was just missing a lot of context because I never read the book, so I was kind of confused. But anyway, then the tier below that, we have Do You Think You Could Ever...
You're my best friend, but there's times I've wanted to be more. Do you think you could ever...
That line, that whole scene, very iconic and important.
It's one of my favorite scenes from the series. I know all the Jeremiah haters are gonna be pissed, but actually, like, I like Conrad and Jeremiah almost equally. Don't get mad at me. I started, you know, off more Team Jeremiah, so, like, I actually really like this moment. But the series is geared towards Conrad, so it's like, it can't be top tier.
Yeah, so it's like slightly, it's like a bit below.
Pretty significant, good, and it's like a good...
So that's like the kind of character it would represent. Like someone that's like pretty good, but, you know, it's not all the way up there. Then at mid-tier, we have Shooting a Firework at My Crush and My Brother. It's kind of like mixed, where it's like, oh, that was not good.
But there's too significant in the series to put lower. It's kind of like, okay, yeah, that was bad, but it was a moment for sure.
Maybe I like you a little bit, like, or maybe I even just like you for the tea that you bring to the table. And then
here's my favorite tier. Belly goes to Margaritaville. Because that episode was a hot mess and she ruined everyone's day. This is messy. It's not so bad like, oh, just like forget you, but like there's a lot of bad energy.
And then for our bottom tier, we have what happens in Cabo stays in Cabo.
Because it's like, we want to forget. We want to forget this character just like how we wish that we could forget everything that happens in Cabo.
I just wish that that didn't happen. Let's get into it.
I'm so ready.
Starting off, we have our main girl, Belly.
So complicated. My feelings.
I know that everyone hates her, obviously, right?
I've hated her too.
She makes horrible choices. I mean, okay, let's even just start with season 1. You know, Nicole was right for calling her an F-girl. It's like, okay, first we have Cam, and then she's like, oh, I could have a great summer with Cam, and then she starts messing around with Conrad, just for the potential of something being there. She does the right thing and breaks it off with him, but still, starting to get messy. Then, Conrad is going on his whole, like, emotional whiplash, going back and forth hot and cold, and so then she moves on to Jeremiah almost immediately. And then, a week later, Conrad is, like, kind of in a better place mentally.
Like, he needed just a week.
I guess a lot can happen in a week. He wants her. She is just over it and just like, no, I have to stick with my choice. I have to stick with Jeremiah, even though Conrad is starting to act the way that I want him to. And then, after the death ball, she's making out with Conrad on the beach. So,
and season 2 is where I'm like, that's the thing. Season 1, I related to her in the beginning, you know, kind of like, you know, the way the boys were viewing her and treating her made me really mad at the beginning. Like, the first time I watched it, that's where I'm like, who likes any of these characters? Because I hated the way they were treating her and making fun of her and whatever, and just kind of that wanting to be wanted sort of thing. You know, boys at school never noticed me. I get it. She was naive, but then it's not excusable anymore. Yeah. She's so messy and she hurts people. First of all, any involvement with Jeremiah was so horrible. Like, the way she kept bringing him back in even though he knew that he was not the first choice. Just like the mental torture on Jeremiah was horrible. And then it's the way that Conrad went all the way to Paris for her, and then she's like, what do you think this is?
What did you think this was? This was nothing.
It's like, who are you? Your mother?
Like, you look like it with that bob.
I don't know. There's something endearing about her in this, like, quirky loser type of way.
I mean, honestly, personality-wise, I honestly really do like her. Outside of her actions, I mean, she's very sweet, she's endearing, she's funny. I feel like she's a girl that I would get along with, that I would like or be friends with, but
we'll see where to put her later after we put the other characters in. But I'm thinking, do you think you could ever?
I'm thinking so, too. I don't want to put her all the way at the top because of what she's done, but, you know, she's so significant to the series, obviously, because she's the main character, and I do like her a lot, honestly.
Now, if she's in the second tier, where is this next character going? We have Conrad for sure.
I struggle a little bit because it's like, I understand him so much to a T. Like, he's having panic attacks all the time. He clearly has some sort of mental health problems, and it's like, I do too. I get it. I mean, not like currently, but I've actually been panic attack free for maybe like 3.5 months, thank God. But, you know, there was a point in time where I was having like constant panic attacks. I was having so much anxiety, so much stress, and I was just not acting like myself. So, like, I totally understand him and why he is being the way he is, because he also wants to, you know, protect the people around him, but
it's also
not doing the right thing.
It's not fair.
It's not an excuse for bad behavior.
Yeah, it's just a thing, like, I get he's going through a lot, but, you know, if he was treating me the way that he was treating Belly that summer, I would have been up and down too. Obviously, I wouldn't be going out with, like, 3 different guys over the summer, but I would be like, okay, so I guess this is over. You know what I mean? If I had options, maybe I would have moved on. I don't know.
And if we're talking about season 1, I do think, just like with Belly, it was very messed up how he was, like, still messing around with Nicole, and then just going back and forth between her and Belly, and not really having any clear communication of cutting anything off like how Belly did. At least Belly did the right thing and cut things off between her and Cameron. But Conrad didn't cut things off with Nicole. And then he started started texting Belly stuff and getting Belly in trouble with the other girls. And then we cut to season 2. He does have bratty moments.
Oh, he's so moody in season 2. Honestly, I hate that scene when he's in the car with Belly and Jeremiah. Ugh. I hate that scene. He's being so mean. It's like ridiculous.
Although, I do like him a lot. Again, as a person, I like his personality. And eventually he goes to therapy, he works stuff out, he grows as a person exponentially, tremendously.
I don't know. Do we put him in I think I remember most of the steps? Do we really put him above Belly? Like, that's the thing. I just don't know.
Yes.
She made more mistakes than both the brothers have, I think. Like, it does take two to tango, but she made things so much more messy than they needed to be.
The only other thing that he did that I really didn't like, obviously, is like, he was like, oh, Jeremiah won't care if you and I are together. Jeremiah takes nothing seriously. You're really boiling your brother down to being just almost like he's not even a person with feelings, you know? But at the same time, like, Conrad is so endearing as well. He's very sweet. I don't know.
When he's at his best, he's at his best.
Yes, for sure. I think I remember most of the steps. He's like another character who's like, I would be friends with him. I would get along with him. Next, everyone's favorite brother. No. Our favorite chocolatier.
Chocolatier. The Lint Master.
Chocolatier. Jeremiah.
I again, don't hate me, but I actually really do love Jeremiah. I really love Jeremiah. I just like how he was always nice to Belly.
Yeah, no matter what. Unlike Conrad in the beginning, when she first came to the
like, he was
house
never
that
hot and
summer.
cold with her. He always showed interest in her, whether it was just like friends or not.
However, he was a lot of the time, not that Conrad didn't do this either, but like he did like, you know, poke fun at her at times where it was maybe not appropriate just because Steven was doing it. But Conrad did that too. I mean, that whole thing at the drive-in was disgusting and horrible.
Like, it's just kind of a thing where, like, it almost feels like it's not as bad when Jeremiah does it. Not that it's okay, but it's almost a thing where, like, later on to her, he's like, you know, he was making fun of Cameron, but then afterwards he was like, oh, you know, I actually like him, you know, you guys.
I think maybe, like, part of it, he thinks that that's kind of bonding with people, and teasing people is bonding with people. I like to tease other people, and I like to be teased, but sometimes it's just, like, Steven is involved. Steven is honestly the problem.
Yeah.
He creates a lot of problems for Belly socially.
Yeah. Because if it was just her, Jeremiah, and Conrad, if Steven was out of the equation, I don't think she would have got left out as much.
Not nearly. I don't think her brother created this social divide.
But anyway, I mean, with Jeremiah, the season 1 moments I really love because it's one of those things where you love how much he wants her consent. And I also like how she feels safe with him. She's like, you know, I've been worried about this whole thing for a while, but, you know, now I'm not, it's not even scary at all because it's with Jeremiah.
Yeah, and I think that's so sweet.
And then, again, it's like they're best friends. She was saying, you know, I want him for all seasons. It's really season 3 that's so bad. Like, the frat bro stuff and the whole wedding.
Now, we have to talk about Cabo.
Yeah.
We have to talk about this because it's the whole debate, did he cheat on Belly or did he not? Now, listen, I rewatched this over and over, the scene that he thought was their breakup, right? And how he thought that they were broken up. And I'm not gonna lie, I would think that we were over too. I'm sorry, but I don't think he cheated on Belly.
Me either. Here's the thing.
What he did wasn't right.
Yeah.
But it was not cheating.
It's like he didn't cheat, but it doesn't mean what he did wasn't wrong. Editing Cheyenne here, although Sierra basically edited this video. I just wanted to come on here to clarify this because we didn't really in the video. The problem is that he withheld that information from Belly about what happened in Cabo. You know, again, if he really thought that they were over, that's one thing. That's, you know, again, I don't personally believe that he cheated if he thought that they were over, but it's the fact that he did not tell her that he was with another person during their break. That's not really fair because she should be able to make a decision, like, with having all that information moving forward. So yeah, that's my take. Okay, goodbye.
And Belly should be able to feel like, ew, you literally went with someone else twice immediately after we had a fight. But literally, I swear, they literally were like, oh, well, do you want to be over then? And they're like, yeah, let's be done. And they were like, fine. And then they left. Like, he left.
Yeah, I guess.
So I would think if you said you want to be done, you want to be broken up, and you said yeah, then that would mean you are broken up. I'm just saying.
I think the main problem with Jeremiah is that even though I really do like him, he has a victim complex, where that's kind of annoying. You know, the thing is, he had every right to be pissed at Belly after she literally cheated on him with Conrad that first summer, right? Like, that we cover in season 1. But then he makes it into, it's not like my mother has cancer or anything.
Why did he
When it's like they're two separate
like
issues. Like, and he does that with a lot of things. He has like a victim complex, but I don't know.
But I just feel so bad for him. Like, in season 2, he's like, you know, maybe it could be me for the rest of the story.
Do we just put him up and I think I remember most of the steps?
Yeah.
With his brother.
I'm not gonna put him ahead of Connie. I'm not gonna do it. But I think I like him. I don't know. I think I like them kind of equally, but just for the sake of this.
Conrad's endgame, though.
Yeah, so I'm gonna put Jeremiah below Conrad.
Okay, we'll probably have less to say about everyone else now that we got rid of the main three.
So next up, we have Taylor. I honestly, when I first watched the show, hated her. Thought she was so annoying. And then the fact that she hooked up with Steven made me even more mad because I already kind of got the ick from her.
She reminded me of
girls that I was like bullied by all the time in school, and girls who would like pretend like they were friends with me, but then like have little digs at me, like just because they actually secretly hated me.
But you know,
but they're like
as you watch,
like,
you like realize it's like this is her genuinely. Like,
yeah, this is just their dynamic, and she's not actually being mean to Belly.
Although
maybe it's like me a little bit. Like I just got personally triggered, especially because after I just rewatched season 1, I don't see it as her being nasty or anything.
But she is self-important. Like, that's the thing.
Absolutely.
Like, the thing is, like, the whole thing after she hooked up with Steven being like, you know, why do you always think you're the main character, Belly? It's like, Belly never said that.
And it's Belly's birthday?
Yeah, come
just
on.
Saying, what are you talking about, Taylor? It is supposed to be about Belly.
And also, she was, like, getting, like, jealous. I just don't even know who you are this summer. Like, she's insecure.
Clearly.
Some people who are insecure are the loudest.
Yeah, the loudest people are the ones who are some of the most insecure people.
However, she has a lot of good moments, and I honestly think that in many ways she is Belly's truth serum. When this wedding came up and she was like, what? And then also at the wedding being like, you should not go through with this. And she was like giving like good advice, like she was trying to help.
The whole thing with her and Steven.
She messy too.
Yeah, that like really annoys me. I hate cheating. Now that was actual cheating, you know what I mean? Like, you and Steven are both in separate relationships, yet y'all are still messing around. Consistently. Don't piss me off. You're just making me mad. I hate that. And the thing is that if I was friends with somebody and they told me that they were doing this and they were messing around with somebody else, I would genuinely be disgusted and be like, you and I are not friends anymore.
I can't be friends with people who do stuff like that because people act like their romantic and sexual relationships don't reflect on them as a person and it shouldn't affect their other relationships, but it so does because it literally shows what you are willing to do to somebody that you have a vulnerable state with.
Yeah.
That you're willing to do this stuff to them. So yes, it does affect the way I view you.
Yeah. I do like her a lot, but
if Belly is in the second tier, I almost am thinking shooting a firework at my crush and my brother.
Yeah, because I feel like Belly's not as bad. I don't know.
Oh, at least it's almost a thing where, like, she sees these commitments to people.
Yeah.
She's not doing this cheating or whatever, again, just to, like, mess around with people. She still recognizes them that they have feelings and that it's another person on the end of it.
Next, we have Shayla. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not saying I don't like her, but I don't understand what some people's obsession with her is in the fandom.
Like, it's too much. Like, she's a one-off character. She literally disappears after season 1. I guess I'm just like, why would you make your your favorite character of a show, one that is barely gonna be in the whole thing.
Yeah. But honestly, I love the way that she responded to the whole thing about Steven hooking up with Taylor. Because I would react the exact same way. I would act like, okay, like if I was in the situation, if I was Shayla and Steven was messing around with somebody else, even though we were like supposed to be, we were like together but not like exclusive, I would immediately just kind of shut everything down and be like, it was just casual.
Yeah.
Like, what did you think this was?
It's just a thing where, I don't know why, for me, if you were to cheat on me, I'm just not attracted to you instantly anymore. And so it's almost a thing like, yeah, I guess it was just casual if you were gonna do that, because, like, you clearly didn't like me that much. So
Yeah, so
actually, I don't really care anymore.
Yeah, it was just what it was then. And I'm ready to walk away.
I would actually feel nothing. Like, I feel nothing about you now that you've done this, so, like, me talking to you, why should I even give you any emotion?
I think it was just the perfect response.
She didn't really do anything wrong. Again, she's just not that significant. I think, do I put her with Belly?
Yeah, but do we like her more than Taylor?
I didn't know what this list was. Is it objectively, like, who's better than who, or who I like? Or a mix of both?
A mix of both.
She might be a better person than Taylor.
Because I would actually put her in shooting a firework at my crush, maybe.
Yeah, she's not that significant. Like,
but
I don't
like above Taylor, maybe.
Or we could just keep it like that, because it's like, I don't like
actually,
her. I don't like her as a
her
character more than Taylor.
So yeah, I'll just put her there. Next, we have Steven.
Getting even with Steven.
Oh, I don't even know. Okay, because I literally hated him in season 1. And then when season 2 came out, when I started watching season 2, I was like, why do I literally love him? Like, he's my favorite character now.
And by season 3 is such a mess. I don't like the conclusion, to be honest. But the thing is it's so messy with Conrad and Jeremiah and Belly that honestly I was more of a Staler person. I just kind of wanted to see how they were gonna pan out. But like the thing is, like, I think he's very entertaining. I do like his little moment with Taylor when he was like the right guy and like the whole dance thing. I mean, I would eat that up probably. But yeah, it's really the cheating. And here's the thing, it would be just one thing if he was teasing Belly, but I don't like how him teasing his sister becomes like this whole mob mentality with the rest of the boys.
He really just does cause a lot of problems for Belly, unwarranted. And yeah, I love him in season 2, but then the whole cheating thing again in season 3, it's like he is regressing.
What if we just put him at shooting a firework at my crush and my brother, but below Shayla?
Sure. But I swear, if I never watched season 3, I would not agree at all, and I would put him like all the way at the top. Possibly. Just because of my enjoyment.
He's such a little freak. It's like he has 10 things I hate about you on the wall, and then apparently writes Draco and Hermione fan fiction, and is like coding these games. Like, what do we not know about him?
Like, he confuses me as a person a little bit, but like in the best way. It's like, I love that there's a person like this who is still a very masculine guy, but still is like he still is like enjoying stuff like 10 Things I Hate About You and is writing Draco and Hermione fan fiction. There's just something I love about that. And he's a bit flamboyant too, in a certain sense.
Party in the USA.
Yeah, like I love that.
Only if he made better choices, then, oh my god, he would be above Conrad and Jeremiah. In my opinion, if he was a better person, if he didn't make as horrible choices, I'm very entertained by Steven.
Next, we have Laurel. I honestly, her personality, I like her.
I really like her in season 1 when she's at her best is when she's with Susanna.
And then you kind of lose me.
She hit her own kid.
Yeah, she slaps Belly, and then she's very rude about the whole entire engagement and wedding with Belly and Jeremiah.
That was so messed up when she says, when Jeremiah was like saying about, you know, Belly and him getting married, and all she has to say is, you don't know what Susanna would have wanted.
Yeah,
that's mean.
She was just very rude about the whole thing. I understand that she didn't want Belly and Jeremiah to get married, but it's like, you know, don't have to act like this.
And also, it's the way that she acts like she has more importance. Like, I get that you were her best friend, but this is her son.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, second of all, I personally feel like in the whole situation in season 3, I know you're a parent and you don't want your kids to make mistakes, but your kid is a separate person from you, and sometimes you have to let your kids come to their own conclusions and make their own mistakes. And if that is marrying a person, sometimes that's what has to happen. I'm sorry.
It's their lesson to be learned.
Yeah, if they do it and then they realize, whatever, then...
Like, of course you can try to guide them out of it, like, you can give them guidance, but you can't, ultimately you can't tell them what to do.
So, her kind of making an ultimatum being like, well, it's either you have me in your life or you marry Jeremiah, it's very messed up. But, I love to watch her and Susanna do stupid stuff.
Why do I feel like putting her with Belly?
I think
Because, like,
so,
sometimes
too.
she's okay and sometimes she's not, but she's going below Belly, obviously.
Yeah. But I do think I like Laurel more than Taylor.
Yeah, I agree.
And yeah, even more than Steven, just because of what Steven does later on. I'm like... But, I think Laurel got Belly into a lot of bad habits when it comes to relationships.
Her and her mother are a mirror in some of the worst ways.
Okay, next we have Susanna. I'm very excited to talk about Susanna because I really like Susanna. It's like she's already just personality-wise, she's artsy. She does her little paintings and she seems like a very fun person to be around, very supportive.
Giving, too. It's like one of those things where, like, maybe she's butting in where she shouldn't be, but she's just trying to, like, create opportunities for people around her.
Yeah, and I understand, like, maybe Belly could have felt like Susanna really pushed the debutante thing on her, but I actually think Susanna was doing right by Belly, because everyone was always like, oh, Belly's just like a feral little alley cat. She can't be like this grand, beautiful girl, and Susanna saw that in her and wanted Belly to be able to do that, and I respect that a lot, and I think that that was just great. And also, I mean, I kind of, like, agree with her and support her on everything, how she was deciding to not do the chemo. I mean, obviously she went through doing more treatment again for her cancer, as it was shown in season 2, but honestly, I agree with her 100%. Like, I don't know if I would want to do it again either.
She's just like, I just want to be me when I go. And that's also another thing to go against Jeremiah for, because it's the way that she says, does that make sense? And he's like, no, it doesn't make sense. Dude, calm down. Like, I know that it's your mom and that's why you're acting this way, but also to not be able to see her as, like, a human being, not just your mother.
Yeah, that... I don't know. The only thing that she did that wasn't good, in my opinion, was the whole thing where Laurel was like, I'm gonna have to clean up all this mess. And she'd like, well, you wouldn't be happier. That was... My jaw dropped to the floor. No wonder Laurel said F you after that, because that's crazy.
It's hard to say, because, like, I'm like, if that is what she was like at her worst, then it's not really that bad. So honestly, I don't know if we should put her up with her bestie Laurel, maybe above her. Oh!
I don't know.
Am I glazing Susanna because, like, she died?
Well,
but
my thing is that I like
her.
Susanna so much, I was gonna put her up there with her sons.
Oh my
above
God.
Belly.
The Fisher family.
I'm not kidding. I was gonna put her above everybody.
Susanna's at the top of the list.
Because I just really like her. But if you don't agree, we don't have to...
I feel like it's a little bit of glazing.
Yeah, maybe I am glazing her a little bit. We can put her right there above Laurel.
Because I think it's a little crazy to put her above Belly.
Okay.
Moving on, we have Denise. And you know what's bad? I don't dislike her. I didn't dislike her character at all. But it just kind of is a constant reminder of where we're at in the show.
Yeah.
And so I almost am like, what happens in Cabo stays in Cabo. Because here's the thing. The problem with Denise is Denise could have been anybody. It didn't have to be Denise. Like, you know what I mean? It's just a thing where, like, she's just a filler girl to, like, cause a little drama between Steven and Taylor's will they, won't they, and so Jeremiah could just be thrown with somebody. So it didn't have to be her. It could have been anybody.
Yeah, it's not even her necessarily. It's just the fact that she, like, because I love her personality. I like her. But it's her use in the show. She's just there to create conflict and to just give somebody to throw with Jeremiah at the end so he's not alone.
No, but there's worse. I'm thinking Belly goes to Margaritaville because it's not that she is a mess, but again, it's like the way she's thrown in. She's quite literally just a plot device. Because I don't hate her, I don't want to completely throw her in the bottom tier,
I would
but
either
she's
put
not
her
significant.
But she also did nothing wrong. And I'm almost like...
Above Taylor.
She didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
yeah.
I don't want to put her in Belly Goes to Margaritaville. That's kind of implying that she's just, like, a mess and that, like,
But I just mean the way the show the show used her,
but
that's not really her fault.
Yeah.
So.
So I'm putting her above everyone else in shooting a firework at my crush and my brother.
That almost makes me feel like Shayla should be above Taylor at that point.
Maybe she should.
But shouldn't Shayla be above Denise? No, I actually like Denise
I like Denise more.
as a vibe.
Yeah. She just kind of has, like, that ENTJ woman vibe. Cameron!
I know, literally, I light up every time I'm like, yes! Like, every time he's coming into a scene, it's like, it's Cam! Because he is so precious. I always like when he's in the show. I relate to him a lot as a fellow INFJ, and he deserves so much better than what he got.
And then they even bring him back, you know, in season 2, but they just kind of use him. It doesn't even feel like they're trying to even be nice to him.
I know, they should have just...
They shouldn't have even brought him back at that point. Like, why'd they do it?
Does he go above everyone?
Yes.
At the top is Cameron.
He's so sweet. He's so thoughtful. He's so nice to Belly. I just love Cameron.
Oh, he's such a nerd. Like...
Yeah.
Anyway.
That was a palate cleanser.
Yeah, I feel a little bit of relief. I don't feel completely full of sin.
Next, we have Sky. I don't even know what to say.
That's exactly how I feel. Sky was an unnecessary character and kind of a stereotype.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But is that, I don't know, someone else needs to do a better read on this. I'm not gonna be the one to, like, make any opinion on this, because I don't know. I feel like it's not my place to say, but I guess you could even argue the same for Jeremiah, because he's bi, but he was going with different people all the whole summer. Yeah. I don't know, it's kind of bad for both of them.
I just don't know if this is the best non-binary
it's
representation.
So, I'm, queer, I'm LGBT, and I don't like everybody, and...
Yeah, it's just kind of like this, like, Gen Z non-binary stereotype, like, I am awkward and I don't... And obviously that has its time and its place, like, there are people that aren't like that and that's fine. But also, I don't know, it just seems like the easy route to go, if that makes sense. I mean, I don't know.
I don't hate them or anything, but at times it was just... Honestly, the presence of Aunt Julia and them were annoying. But at least Aunt Julia had more of a purpose. Sky's just along for the ride at the boardwalk, if you will. Oh, actually, no, they didn't go on it.
Oh, yeah. So, I don't think they're totally, like, abhorrent of a character.
Yeah.
They're just kind of nothing, like, giving us nothing.
Like, there's worse.
So I'm gonna say Belly Goes to Margaritaville.
It's just, like, the way this whole character is, it's just a mess. Like, Oh, and we can't forget that they just randomly threw Cameron and them together.
Oh my gosh,
That's actually what is the worst part. So yeah, it is Belly Goes to Margaritaville, because why are they kissing? This is so unrelated.
Did not make sense.
Like, this ain't even the B plot. This is like the E plot.
That did not need to happen. It was just so random to me. Did they really just need to throw somebody with Cam? Because Cam was left. He was dumped.
Maybe Cam shouldn't even be in this season.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I said. Okay, what's her name?
Agnes.
Oh my god, I forgot.
Okay, I guess I'll introduce it since you don't know her. We have Agnes.
I thought that was her name, but I didn't want to be wrong. I was like, wait.
She's fine. She's kind of a nothing character. I don't know. I like her less than Denise.
Yeah.
Just because of the kind of personality that she has, but she's not really harming anybody. But again, it's just like, this is season 3.
And she's definitely not as pleasant to watch as Denise, in my opinion.
Yeah, so, like, is she also Belly Goes to Margaritaville?
Yeah.
But above or below Sky? I'm almost feeling below, just because it's, like, season 3. At least Sky had more of a purpose than Agnes.
Yeah, I think so, too.
It's almost just like, well, Conrad has to talk to somebody.
Again, like, kind of a plot device. Next, we have Nicole. Now, honestly, I liked her a lot. She was very honest with Belly about everything that was going on. And I like how even after what happened at the bonfire, when Belly was kind of being a brat. Because, yes, Belly, it is true that Conrad is being hypocritical when he's telling you, oh, only, whatever kind of girls do the debutante stuff.
But time and place.
But
say that to him. Don't involve her.
Don't say that in front of her and make her feel bad about herself. herself and just cause a scene.
I mean, in many ways, Nicole handled things in a way that I liked, like when she confronted Conrad after Belly received the text. Now, I don't like what she did there. I'm sorry, it's so immature to just drive off and take their clothes, take Belly and Taylor's clothes. Like, that was so immature. But I do like what she said to Conrad, though. And I also think it's a little immature to be like, oh, all these other guys want me, I don't need to be in this. But I don't like that, but at the same time, in a certain way, I'm like, yeah, shove it to him. Because it's like, yeah, maybe this hot college guy does want me, so like, leave me alone, you know? And obviously, she clearly doesn't hold that big of a grudge because she still talks to Belly like the next summer.
Yeah, so, but what she did with leaving Belly and Taylor without their clothes at that lake was just horrible. That is just so petty and bratty, and it really irritates me.
If it weren't for that, I would like her more than Shayla, but I think, should she go below Shayla but above Taylor? Or is that giving her too much?
No, I think I'm giving her too much. I think
below everybody.
Everyone, but like still in the shooting a firework at my crush, right?
Yeah.
Because honestly, I'm sorry, but her doing that to Belly and Taylor is so bad that I just can't.
Yeah,
like,
and then like throwing Conrad the bag, being like, your girlfriend's gonna need this.
Yeah.
That's, you know,
that's so nasty. That's so mean.
Also, it's like, again, as if Belly sent the text. Like, come on.
It was all Conrad. Why punish Belly for something she didn't even do? Because at that point, she was not even messing around with Conrad at all. She was completely doing stuff with Jeremiah. Next, we have Cleveland. Do we care? Like, I don't hate him, but it's just kind of a thing where he's just like, okay.
And I also, it's so cringe. Like, I hate the whole thing being like, you have to tell me about whatever's going on with this girl, Conrad. Like, ew, you're old.
What are you doing?
You're old. Like,
guy's business.
Why do you need to know? I hate watching that scene and seeing him, like, act that way. It's like, ugh.
As if he knows anything about women. Like, I really doubt it.
He's kind of harmless, honestly, but, like, I don't really like him that much.
Maybe at the top of Belly Goes to Margaritaville, or maybe at the bottom. He's either at the top or the bottom, I can't decide.
I'm gonna put him at the top because at least it was season 1, so he had a purpose.
Yeah.
Now we have Adam Fisher, which honestly, the fact that he cheated on Susanna and everything, like, his name feels like a slur. I'm thinking what happens in Cabo stays in Cabo, because, like, literally all he is a flow of money. Like, that's basically it. It's like, oh, who's gonna pay for this wedding? I really could not give a rat's ass about Adam Fisher.
And he really irritates me calling Jeremiah a super senior.
He stirs stuff for no reason and then acts all nonchalant.
That's honestly so rude. I know that Jeremiah messed up, but do you have to say things like this? Like, people don't treat other people like people. I would never do that if Jeremiah was my son. I would never say something calling him my super senior. No thank you. What happens in Cabo stays in Cabo.
Next, we have Aunt Julia. She's really annoying, but honestly, I do resonate with her a little bit, like, because of the whole situation with Susanna. Like, she shouldn't be forced to love this house and the beach. But that doesn't mean she should take it out on them and not realize that this means something to the other family members. Like, well, I guess Belly's not technically family, but she basically was, right? And you know how much she meant to Susanna, and just like the memories that Susanna's sons and Belly's family have with the house. You know, it's a bigger issue than just, oh, well, I don't care about this, so I don't know. She was like very annoying, but also she shouldn't be forced to love this place.
Yeah, I agree. I would put her, she's not like all the way at the bottom.
No, I'm thinking shooting a firework at my crush and my brother, but like below everybody. Or is that giving too much?
Yeah, I'm giving her way too much. I was gonna put her in Belly Goes to Margaritaville, but like maybe above her child.
Yeah, they can go together. No, because actually putting her in the tier above is like way too much, because like that's acting like I actually liked her character at any capacity. When it's like, no, it's more like, you're annoying, but I guess I can see your side of the story.
Next, we have Anika. I
don't
like her.
I didn't have a
really
problem. I didn't have a problem with her at first, but then she's like the type to be like, oh, doing drugs, and then be like, oh, Conrad's hot, and
that just like gave me the ick.
I don't like people
don't like that.
Like, I guess that's the thing where like I guess she didn't technically do anything wrong, but I would not want to be friends with someone like her. It almost was the thing where it hits too close to home, where like I'm like, I know people like this, and I don't like people like this.
Like, I choose to not interact with people
who are like this.
But she also doesn't bother me that much, so she didn't really do that much.
Maybe at the bottom of Belly Goes to Margaritaville.
Because I just don't really care about her character that much.
Next, the cropping on this image. We just forgot to crop it, but
It's supposed to be just John.
oh my god, is he gonna have a heart attack because he needs the Pepsid? Like, come on, what were we all doing?
I thought that was just supposed to be realism when I watched that. I didn't think it was anything more than what it was, but then as soon as the episode came out, everyone was like, oh my god, is he gonna have a heart attack?
Yeah,
and I was just like, come on,
what are we
guys.
doing as a fandom? Because he asked for the Pepsid. He was having acid reflux. I actually really like John in the show.
Yeah.
In the book. No. In the book,
I feel like this is more about the show.
Right, but the way he's described in the book is just kind of, it's such a reflection on real life that hits close to home that, like, almost it pisses you off because it's, like, just kind of showing how, like, men don't try.
Yeah, the thing I thought was so weird, like, when I rewatched the show and then versus, like, reading the book, the whole thing about the beard. In the show, Belly was, like, to Jeremiah, she was like, oh, my dad has a beard now, and then she was like, it's kind of cool, and then in the book though she was like, ew, I hate the beard.
But I guess they also changed his character to be more just like this soft guy in the show instead of, I don't know, I would say he was more like the average guy before in the book. He's harmless. In some ways I actually think that he's a better person than Laurel. But he's way less involved.
Yeah.
He's not carrying the same weight that she is. So I don't know. Maybe at the tail end, like maybe they can all be a trio up there in the second tier.
Yeah, but where do I put him? At the bottom?
Yeah.
I mean, I like how he kind of sets Laurel straight sometimes. Like, is just very honest with her, and I don't really care if John and Laurel are together or not. Honestly, I kind of wish they didn't get back together in season 3. I just feel like everyone just got back together with who they were with before.
See,
The whole
genuinely,
entire season 3.
I actually, the more I think about it, the more I hate season 3.
I just get irritated by the whole thing. Like, everyone just kind of regressed. No
And
one
then we
like,
have- and
stuck
then we
with
just-
their decisions.
And then we just have a wedding slapped on top of it and then going to Paris. And it's like, I wish they went to Spain.
like in the book. And speaking of going to Paris, we have Benito.
He's fine. He's just a fling.
Are we supposed to care? I don't like how he was kind of bratty towards Conrad when Conrad
that was
came to.
kinda-
I hate that stuff. Like,
icky.
why do men act like this? Just stop. Just stop. Ew.
I don't even know where to put him.
Actually, below Adam. I just don't care.
Below Adam. That's not even right. Alright, and our final character on the list is Junior Mint.
Junior Mint never did anything wrong.
And I love seeing Junior Mint in a scene, like, anytime he's just sitting on the bed and everyone wants to go, like, interact with him before, like, they leave the room.
Is he above Cam Cameron?
No, but, like, let's put him above Conrad, though, because it's more of a thing where, like, it's a cute thing, like, with Conrad, like, and what represents the best, maybe, of him, but also, you know, it's not like Junior Mint's out here making mistakes.
I actually don't see it as the best of Conrad, personally. I find the whole thing as a very mixed moment.
Oh, I
because
just mean the symbolism, the actual moment of him getting it. I'm like, you were literally just thinking that another girl was hot for, like, wearing the shorts that you said that Belly looked stupid in. It's even more icky when you read that in the book.
It really pissed me off.
Looking at this, before we, like,
Yeah,
like,
we have
let's
to
just
make
see if
any final decisions, like, after looking at everything. How do we feel about this?
you know, maybe you're right. Maybe Susanna should go up with her son.
That's what I said. I like her more. She's better than Belly. Not better than Cam, but better than Conrad and Jeremiah.
Yeah. Although, to be fair,
But
I just realized...
I would put her above Junior Mint.
But I guess the thing is, she's also kind of in a weird way, like, the god of this story. Where, like, she dies, but she thrust everything forward, and she was the one who said to Belly, you're going to be with one of my sons.
Yeah. She kind of made this whole story happen.
No, you can say it's for the best or for the worst, because maybe she shouldn't be saying, like, oh, you're gonna end up with one of my sons. So maybe it's kind of a problem. But I still think that she made less mistakes than Conrad, so...
Okay.
I feel so weird about where people are. Like, I think that this is, like, right, but also there's some characters, like, especially with, like, the main characters that I feel like it could go either way.
But I'm satisfied with this list.
I wonder if people are gonna agree.
I have no idea.
Especially because it's like, we didn't even put the main character in the top tier.
Well, a lot of people don't like Belly, though.
I mean, Laura Jean is better than Belly.
Oh. Absolutely.
But I hear a lot of people saying the Conklins have nothing on the Cubby girls because, like, they actually have empathy.
I kind of have to agree.
So that was fun.
Yeah.
I don't know, I wish I could talk more about The Summer I Turned Pretty somehow, because, like, there's so much to talk about, and, like, also just kind of a lot to discuss, because people are always talking about the relationship parallels, and they're not one-for-one parallels, and I would like to say my own opinion, but...
If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe for future videos. The bell.
Hit the notification bell, like, all the cringy YouTube stuff. Like, I'm sorry to even ask, but, like, you have to do it.
How else are you gonna get notified that we're posting? If you didn't know this, last Halloween we dressed up as Conrad and Jeremiah, and we made a whole video out of it, and we recreated scenes from the show. We edited ourselves in. So if you would like to see that,
We'll put it in the end card.
yeah. So you can click on that after this if you want to. Because I love that video, and I loved getting to be Jeremiah. I just love watching the scenes we recreated, because I think it's funny to imagine me interacting with Belly.
That was the best part, is whenever she would come into the scene, that, like, when we're pretending to be one of the boys, like, I would just love when she popped up.
Yeah.
Like, we're
Jeremy.
interacting with her. How about, you know, it's not Team Conrad or Team Jeremiah, how about Team Leave These Boys Alone?
Team protect the Fisher brothers from this woman, from Belly.
Like, again, how can they even have a relationship?
How can they even be brothers? Like, I was talking about this with Cheyenne the other day. It's like, if this happened to us, we had, like, a family friend that was, like, going between us for years, like, I would be really... Both of us would mutually, like, cut this person off and never speak to them again.
I know.
Like, I guess Conrad and Jeremiah are just not that close, because that would never happen to us. Ever.
Mm-mm.
No. But yeah, thanks for watching this video. I hope you have an amazing day, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye. Hope this kicks off your summer.
2-tier mirror glaze with the raspberry coulis. Where's my dinner?
Is there, like, a Conrad line I can say?
I don't know, like Connie baby.
We're infinite.